Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Well, this is a What Are We Eating video, but it's also a cooking video. Do you guys remember a while back when I tried the beef chuck short ribs from Walmart? Well, before that video and now after that video, these inexpensive beef chuck short ribs have become a real favorite of mine and my family's. As I mentioned in that video, I usually don't like to buy meat from Walmart unless it's brisket, which they always have USDA choice briskets on sale for just a little over $3 a pound. And around here, that's a great price. Almost all of their other meats, the chicken and the pork, are highly pumped full of solutions, so I try to avoid Walmart meats at all costs. And that's just my personal opinion. If you shop at Walmart and like their meats, that's great. My daughter Lisa does, and I still love her. I just don't love her as much as I do my daughter Catherine, who doesn't buy her meats at Walmart. No! Alright, so I'm not here to talk all negative about Walmart's meat department, and I'm really hoping I found another good product in their meat department. While my wife dragged me into Walmart the other day, I went strolling through their meat department, really just to do a little bit of window shopping, when these double packs of beef rib racks caught my eye. They're processed and packaged by the same company, BBQ's, that packages the beef chuck short riblets. So at $2.24 a pound, I said, what the heck, I'll give them a try. So I got these 2 packs. So since this is kind of a what are we eating video and a cooking video, I've got to mention the only ingredients in the package are beef ribs. And per 4 ounces of meat, there's 400 calories, 36 grams of total fat, 16 grams of saturated fat, 70 milligrams of cholesterol, 55 milligrams of sodium, no carbohydrates, no fiber, no sugars, and 17 grams of protein. And as you can see when we pull them out of the package, they're pretty meaty. But just like on the beef chuck short riblets, you get one really meaty rack, and then the other rack with a little less meat. But still, for that price, I think it's a decent deal. That is, if they taste any good. So we're going to season these racks on both sides with salt, pepper, and garlic. And just like with my pork ribs, I don't remove the membrane. I personally like eating the membrane once it renders down and gets crunchy and chewy. And like I said before, I also think the membrane helps with moisture, and it helps hold your ribs together if you happen to overcook them. But if you want to remove the membrane, go right ahead. Once the beef ribs are seasoned on all sides, pop them into the fridge, and let's get our grill preheated. And today, I'm using my Lone Star Grill's mini insulated cabinet water smoker. And like you've heard me say before, this thing is anything but a mini. I'm going to load it up with Fogo's Super Premium Lump Charcoal, which has turned into my favorite go-to lump charcoal. I get very consistent, long, clean burns with it, with very little ash. I'm going to fill up the mini's firebox by pouring the Fogo's Super Premium Lump Charcoal on top of some leftover Fogo Premium Charcoal. And the difference between the Fogo Super Premium Lump Charcoal and the Premium Lump Charcoal is the size of the charcoal. So after the lifelong debate, size does matter. The Fogo Super Premium Lump Charcoal are really big pieces, which are more suitable for low and slow cooking, and the Fogo Premium Lump Charcoal are medium-sized pieces, which are more suitable for grilling. Once the mini's firebox is filled up with lump charcoal, I've added 3 of the Fogo's all-natural fire starters. And just like before, these are magic fire starters, and all you have to do is say light. Are they amazing or what? So let the fire starters burn and get a nice bed of coals rolling. And with this being a water smoker, you gotta add water. You add it from the filler tube at the top, and it flows right down into the water pan. Keep adding water until it's all the way full. Now let the mini go with the top and bottom door open for about 10 minutes. After we have a nice little bed of coals going, we added some hickory chunks, and then close up the mini with the top and bottom vent open 100%. And then once it gets to 200 degrees, we shut the top and bottom vents down accordingly, and then slowly let it rise to 250 degrees. And then once it's at 250 degrees, it's time to add our beef ribs. Now I can spread the ribs out on all 4 racks, but it's simpler if we just keep them all on one. Now once the ribs are added, close the mini by slamming the door with the slam latches, and then let the ribs go for 5 to 6 hours or until they're tender. And we have our nice clean burning light blue smoke. And here's what the ribs look like after 2.5 hours. And they're starting to get a nice pullback, but they obviously still have a ways to go. So close the mini back up and let them continue to cook until they're tender. Now here's what our beef ribs look like after a little over 5 hours. And as you can see, you got a lot of shrinkage, but that's all that excess fat that's rendered down. And these were probe tender and right around 200 degrees. So it's time to pull them off and let them rest for a few minutes, and then it'll be time to try these. And here's what they look like after cooling down before we cut them up. And you can see there's still a whole lot of meat on these. Now here they are after we cut them up. And I've got to say, I think they look pretty darn good. They're very moist, and they have a nice little smoke ring. But the true test is, how do they taste and how tender are they? Just look at all the meat on that and look how moist it is. There's a nice salt and pepper and garlic crust on the outside. And the inside is moist and tender. Look at how clean that bite turned out. These are melts in your mouth delicious and amazingly tender. They might not be the best looking beef ribs you've ever seen, but for $2.24 a pound, I think these are a hell of a deal, especially with the amount of meat you get on them. So I'd give these BBQs, beef rib racks from Walmart, a 9 out of 10. Just like the BBQ's beef chuck short riblets, these are pretty good quality for a really decent price. And I will definitely be getting both of them again, sooner than later, and I'd recommend you give them a try too. If you'd like to help support the Wolfe Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, that's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more, that's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with your family and friends, and I'll see you soon.